So just a fun fact for you guys out there, because you probably needed to know this. American kettles, I don't know if this is true for all of them, but at least this is what happened to me in Florida. And I'm sure the title of this video will help you understand this a bit more until I tell you the full story. But American kettles get to the boiling point and then they just keep on going. In England, we boil our water, boil your water, and then you fill up your tea and you wait for it to get to a nice temperature and you drink it, or you use the boiling water for anything to do with cooking, you know, the usual. But that's not what happens with American kettles. But before I tell you that story, I should probably explain why I look like Hitler after he's done some cocaine. So I guess I'll tell you that now.
Wackamore tells you a story. Yeah.
First of all, I'm wearing the snapback because this is a story, well it will be eventually, a story about when I was in America. I got this hat in America, as I told you last video. Haha, I went to America, you didn't. That joke doesn't get old. Maybe it does, it wasn't funny in the first place, thank you. And I don't wear it any other time anyway. Plus it gives me a reason to mention my girlfriend, who said that I have to mention her in every video because she's a controlling bitch. And she's also somewhat the reason why this happened. To give you kind of a brief overview about this, why this is here on my lip. It's a plaster, by the way, if you couldn't tell. It is actually a plaster. Sorry, I've got so close, you've had to see my ugly face. Yeah, I've read a short little poem which kind of explains what's happened to me this evening. Basically, I've become very accident prone recently since the accident I had in America, which I'll explain in a bit. Do be patient, child. Yeah, I've just had a few accidents here and there. I've hit my head a bit. You know, fallen off the bed and had a plug go up my bum. That's a story for another video. Wait till the Fisting Christians video, it will come soon. I know you're all excited. Yeah, so here is the little poem I wrote about this little accident. I've wrote it on my phone again, I do like to utilise it. The light in my bathroom is broken. My good razor has been stolen. Although it's more likely lost, I'm not really sure. I just don't have that razor anymore. I have to have a temporary one. I couldn't see anything, so therefore shaving did bring some problems. Lovely rhyme. I cut my lip/face. It stings like mace. Rhyming is shit. Thank you. Swag. It's a shirt of a lion. It says swag. Got it in America, of all places. America. So yeah, that's why I look like Hitler. Basically, my girlfriend told me I need to shave. So I obviously said, well, okay, I do need to shave. It will grow back. I will have my beautiful beard that I deserve by the gods one day. So I said, yes, I will shave. But as you may have inferred from the poem there, the light in my bathroom's broken. So when I went to shave, I had a few issues. So I had to use my phone light, the assistive light on the Samsung. It's actually a very bright light. Some would say too bright. Yeah, it's a bit like an interrogation kind of bright. So I had that up on the thing, and I have to use this temporary disposable razor because mine disappeared after New Year's. A lot of crazy shit happened on New Year's, man. A lot of crazy shit. I just don't know where it is, so I'm using a temporary one, and it's not very good. And as I was shaving my lip, I caught it at a bit of an angle, and I couldn't really see, and I'm looking in a little mirror, and it's very dark, and I need to shave before tomorrow, because I just need to. And I caught it, and I went, ooh, straight away, like just a bit like a ooh, you know, kind of normal noise. And then the blood came. I know why people say like your lips are like luscious red and stuff like that. Like this is just a you know, kind of, not really a phrase, but you know, it's a thing. It's because there's a lot of blood in them. Well, at least there was a lot of blood in my lips, and then I left it all. Like I lost so much blood that I actually felt a bit woozy, like really pathetic. But yeah, that's why I have this, which is great. Now I guess I should probably get on to the main event. A lot of my friends don't actually know about this story. In fact, this is actually the second time that my girlfriend has gone to bed and then I've sent her loads of messages saying your boyfriend's had an accident. So the second time was obviously tonight, talking about this. And the first time was in America when I burnt my bum. not the best time, so I'll tell you about that story now. You can't see very well, but in this short segment that you've already seen before, my brother getting annoyed filming me, behind him is the kitchen, and in that kitchen is a kettle, and this kettle is my worst enemy. For Christmas in America, as I stayed there over Christmas, my brother got me Back to the Future 1, 2 and 3 on Blu-ray. The house had a home cinema with reclining lazy boy chairs. It is very hard to speak with this plaster on my lip. We were watching all the films as a marathon one evening because we thought, why not, you know, I think it was Boxing Day, it was chill, bro. God, this snapback's changing me. So we finished the first one and we thought we'd have a break in between the films, go get some food, and I thought I'd have a cup of tea actually. So I put on the kettle, went to the toilet, got some stuff ready, sat down in the chair, and then it was like, is everyone ready to start? And I was like, oh no, actually I want tea. And then some other people were like, oh, I want tea as well. So we went to the kettle and I poured my mug, and my tea of choice is Lapsang Souchong. Probably pronounced that horribly, probably have been pronouncing it horribly for years. But it's my favourite tea because it's like a smoky tea, like they smoke the leaves and it's like a cup of a fire, like a nice smoky fire. The fire would explain the heat factor, which is coming into play very soon. I still wince when I think about this, oh it's awful. It was hard to drink my favourite tea again after this. So I have my very hot cup of tea, and I'm thinking it's quite hot when I'm holding the mug, like this is a bit hot, you know, it's a bit of an issue. And I get into the room, and I put the tea on the floor, and there's lazy boy chair, lazy boy chair, lazy boy chair, and then another 3 behind. I'm sitting in the middle one, as they were my Blu-rays, it was my decision. I was like, I'm sitting in the middle, I'm going to be main focus for watching these films. So I was in the middle, and I put my tea on the floor, and I was like, I want my tea, so I don't want to drink it. So I asked my sister Becky next to me to get it for me, so she gave it to me. And it was still quite hot. But I leant back in the chair, made it recline. You can basically lie in it and sleep. So I'm lying there, fully reclined, holding this cup of tea, and then I realised I don't actually want this cup of tea. And we just started playing, you know, I think we just started playing the movie, or we were watching a special feature. Either way, the lights were off, and nobody's home. I'm lying there with my tea, and I decided I don't want it, but the way to get back out of a lazy boy chair, to like put this tea down on the ground, because it had cup holders, obviously. You know, home cinema I've got to have cup holders, but they don't fit a mug of tea with a handle. It doesn't really work. But the only way to get up again in the lazy boy chair is to kind of do a kind of wiggle. It's not like you press a button. They weren't that state of the art. You have to do a wiggle. And when you're holding a pretty full cup of tea and you do a wiggle, your whole body wiggles. So a bit of the tea landed on my leg, and it didn't really hurt that much. It was like it was a tiny bit. It was a splash. It was a shock. I went, oh. But of course, when you go, oh, whatever's in your hand spills everywhere. I have no idea how I didn't burn the top of my legs or like my hand or anything. And there were some young children in the room as well, and it's kind of a blur what happened next. The tea in the cup fell. I dropped the cup, it landed on the floor, didn't smash, but before it landed on the floor, it laid in the lazy boy chair. Now remember, I am sitting back like this in the lazy boy chair. I spill tea, it goes in between my legs, and it almost burns the legs for a minute, but then it collects around my gooch, the bottom of my ball sack, and my bum area. Luckily not the bum hole itself, as that would be bad. I can so tell this video is going to get flagged for 18 plus users only, but fuck it, I burnt my bum. Story needs to be told. This is the best way to do it in a vlog. Keep your private life unprivate. Talk about your privates on the internet. I need to get a real job. Anyway, sitting in a lazy boy chair, pool of hot water is collecting around me. I'm screaming all kinds of expletives. There's a few fucks. There's definitely a few shits. I'm pretty sure the one main line I do remember saying is fucking cunting shitting balls in hell, which is actually quite ironic and pertaining to my situation, as that's exactly what it felt like. Balls in hell. So obviously I jumped up and I ran, and the water that's on me is now going down my legs a bit underneath, so it's still burning them. Everyone's going, what's going on? And no one really understands. And then Becky sees the hot tea, my sister, so she knows, and they're all shouting. They all, like, most of them get up to come run. There's a few giggles, I'm not surprised. I don't remember all of it, but I just remember running. Thank God we were in a Florida house that had a pool, because I ripped my trousers off, I kept my shirt on, and I jumped straight into the pool. And I tell you, when I got in that pool, it was like re-burning myself. It was both the most painful, it was more painful than the original burning, but it was great as well, because it burnt and it soothed. Like literally, it was like when a person like me is really hot and you go, and the smoke rises. I'm just sitting in the pool, legs spent. I think I'm about to cry, and I'm just, oh. And then my mum comes over and asks me what's wrong, and I have to tell her that I've burnt my balls in gooch. It was fine. It wasn't, you know, third-degree burns or anything, but I had a horrible time, and I had to sit in the bath for several hours of freezing cold water, and I missed out watching Back to the Future 2 and 3. They all watched it without me. Sad times. I couldn't sit for quite a while afterwards, and yeah, so I told my girlfriend Maria that night that I had had this accident, and that I was coming home to see her in about 5 days, and hopefully it's all healed by then. Because obviously we like to work in a lot of spanking into our work. There you go, baby said you want to be mentioned in videos, so I thought, why not go rude and vulgar about it, because that's what my channel's about anyway. To round things up in this video, we've got Hitler doing cocaine, and a burnt bum, really. So, Hitler's doing cocaine with a burnt bum. If anyone, any good GFX people or artists out there want to draw that picture, he's holding a mug of tea, it's burnt, he's got a red shown bum, and he's doing a line of coke at the same time. That would be perf. I'd love that, and somehow Photoshop my face in, that would be great. Or don't, that'd probably be good for my public image too. Definitely wasn't good for my private image. Not funny, still painful to think about. So, yeah. I burnt my bum. I'm an accident-prone idiot. Hope you guys enjoyed my pain and my poems and just my general storytelling shitability, if you'd like. Making up words now, that's what we do at 1 in the morning when we record. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. I still can't poo.
I love cheesy mash.